Hey everyone, this is Dan bringing you another tutorial from ShotOnDSLR.com, and today we're going to be going over how to do a clone shot. A clone shot is where you have the same subject on two parts of the screen. So here we have Sam, and he's going to be giving himself a high five. So we'll just scrub through the footage here, and there he is on that side, looking good. Go ahead and mask that off. Here he is. This is this other side. He just changed his clothes here, and again, scrub through it, giving a high five. Looking good. Okay. First thing first is to make sure you have the basics covered for doing the clone shot. The first thing you need to do is to have some kind of visual marker in the background in your shot showing where there is a dividing line. For our example today, we put up a piece of tape and drew a little line down the middle of it. This is a very important line because this line represents a plane of vision or a plane of action that your talent cannot pass over. And I will show you exactly why that's so important in the future here. The next thing you want to make sure to do when you're attempting to do a clone shot is to make sure that you don't change the light in the shot. This is very important because if you're lit one way on your first set of footage here, like I have here in footage A, and then you change the light in footage B, it's going to be really, really obvious. The third part of the rules of doing a clone shot is to really make sure you never ever move the camera. If you move the camera, you change the point of view that the camera is shooting, and therefore it won't work. You need to make sure that the camera stays put. That's probably the most important. So just to recap, don't break the plane, the line here, don't change the light, and don't move the camera. Once you get your footage in place and you made sure that those three things are all in place, we just bring our footage into Final Cut and have two video tracks here. Put your first footage on top of your second footage, and by double clicking on the first footage here on top, we're going to go into the motion tab and we're going to go to crop. And what we're going to do, depending on where you want your second subject to be visible, is you're going to crop that side of the frame. So in this case, on our video footage here, we're going to crop the right side of the frame to show Sam on that side. So what I'm going to do is just bring this over a little bit, and magically the other Sam appears. And you'll see here some of the light, since he's standing in two different places in the same room, he's actually blocking some of the light from reaching the other side. Unfortunately, what that does is it kind of accents the line here. To get rid of that, you can mess with the edge feather, and you can bring that in just a little bit. One thing you want to be careful of is to make sure you don't feather it too much, because you'll notice right in here along this area, the edge of the frame, while this is starting to go away, also some of your footage is going to feather as well. So then you get that Back to the Future, Marty McFly's hand disappearing kind of effect where it just brings down the opacity and looks really weird. To compensate that, you can also scale this footage up. You just need to make sure that you scale your other footage as well so it matches. That doesn't take too long. Anyway, we make sure that each subject is visible, and I'll just render this out real quick. And great, so now that's done. And we're gonna show you here why it's so important to make sure that you have that line in place when you're shooting. This is going to be an example of what happens when you don't observe that line. So I'm just going to play through and show you guys real quick. Okay, here we have a problem. They've both broken the plane here, and so it looks like their arms are being cut off in a terrible car accident or something. So that is why you want to make sure that each subject is in their own space in the frame. And that's just going to be a really big responsibility on the director's part, to make sure that their talent is organized in the space that they're allotted. So just to show again, yeah, fail. So sad. And that sound will play if you actually show it to other people in public as well. Moving on. This is what you need to do things right. So here Sam is going to be playing a game of rock, paper, scissors. And again, we're just going to review the steps of how to do that. So we just go, again, we double click on this, which brings it up in our viewer window here. Go to crop. In this case, Sam B is going to be showing up on the left side. So I'm just going to crop the left side a little bit and bring that in until he's visible. We'll just bring it into the middle again. And we'll feather that out just a bit, just to kind of try and hide that line a little more. That looks pretty good. And we will render this out real quick. Great. Now, this is footage that we shot to making sure everything is done right. So here we will see Sam playing rock, paper, scissors. See, now that looks pretty convincing. That looks pretty good. And if we just kind of scrub through here, you know, they're both lit well. They're both in their same allotted space here, so it looks convincing. The eye lines match. It's just up to you, the editor, to make sure that the hands are being brought down on the correct time, and so it looks just convincing. And then they're each of their reactions are good. But you'll notice that none of them cross this plane. The camera never moves, the lighting doesn't change, and that's going to ultimately give you the best effect. And if you play around with the feathering a little more, it can be more convincing, and really it's just what you want to do with it. So there you go. Thanks for joining us with this tutorial on how to do a clone shot. Be sure to subscribe to our videos and check out more on ShotOnDSLR.com.